One thing as well, you mentioned earlier, the unstoppable start, very, very good for the Mako because the hit stun, you need an extra ability now to knock her out of either charging up her primary or using her drum and bass. So we'll see if that will make the difference here in this game as we are loading into Night Market.
Yeah, and Night Market, being kind of like the almost principal like big three maps, it's something that I've seen Last Call play on this map quite a lot. And I mean, they got a pretty nice comp here for it. The thing that is kind of like sticking out to me is like this kind of midfield matchup: Borg on the Vice, and you got Katsuna on the Luna. They're not like typical midfielders for this map. Normally, you see like Era or Now, but I'm curious to see how it's going to go. More like damage, more kind of teleporty rather than relying on speed characters in the midfield. It's just not something that you typically see on this map. So I'm curious to see how it's going to end up playing out, and if Last Call do end up playing into the damage they have, or if it ends up being Awakening Draft that kind of goes more over toward EKC and they end up being the ones potentially playing into that. But either way, it's Last Call who are going to start us off with the 20-second goal there.
Yeah, really strong start from Last Call, and building off the point you made earlier as well, Luna, I think, a little bit disadvantaged on this map, has less angles to fly in those situations where she elects to use her boost. Vice, a little bit better in those claustrophobic situations, especially with the Supernova, but one thing I think that really swings it in Borg's favor is the fact that we have 6 Unstoppables here to start. Unstoppable is something that actually doesn't do a lot into Vice because she can proc it so easily with Chain Lightning that you're oftentimes circumstantially just going to get rid of that Unstoppable. And while that damage reduction can help a lot in those Supernovas, decent play with the Vice will make sure that he'll be able to get all of those procs that he'll need to make sure that EKC do not get the full kind of potential here of the Unstoppable start.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And like we were pointing out a little bit earlier as well, Unstoppable, while being not like super helpful in device, is incredibly helpful into Luna. So, I mean, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for Katsuna to find either edge KOs or just do more things in general, unless that Unstoppable gets procced by like NXED or Soren first. But this being said, core flips are being burned here. Borg able to find the second barrier and open up EKC's side of the goal here in overtime. We're looking to potentially find another Last Call point. NXED taking a lot of damage as well here. 3Z coming back to this midfield. Just probably a little bit more pressure by NXED in the top side with the Zenult. Able to get it through Borg and pass Fresh's flip to put EKC on the board.
Yeah, really good ability. I think that was a Giga Blast from Soren. Excellently timed, an excellent angle, using that red core as well to make sure that Frankly Fresh really had nothing that he could do to react to it. And that with flip as well is going to put EKC in a favorable situation. Flip's coming up on NXCD, and it's going to be coming up pretty soon here on Soren versus Borg and Fresh, who are still not through their first meter here. So we'll see if that will lead into a snowball situation right now, as 3Z Breezy and Borg are now able to open up the net.
Yeah, now trying to keep it in this bottom corner. Fresh has some space to work with. Both barriers still being up here, but NXED does have a core flip up. Nice shot there from Katsuna. Sees one fall down. And now trying to keep it in this corner. Borg able to clear it out there, winning that strike work. Get it back into this midfield. Fresh with the strike shot, trying to keep it held down. But NXED is still creeping, looking for this angle, and going to be able to find it. Going for the flip off of the barrier, but doesn't quite get the dash. We'll see Last Call. Keep it safe for now. But they got a little bit of work to do to try and clear it out. They get back to the midfield, but NXED gets a speed boost and almost runs away with it. Luckily, Fresh is able to hold it off. We go into overtime, though. 3Z does have a core flip up here. Now Fresh sending it down to the bottom. 3Z looking for this corner offense. Soren able to clear it out, but now it's Borg trying to get it through. NXED coming up with the Zenult, sends it down to the bottom. No one there to grab it except 3Z Breezy. Goes for the core flip in the middle, pass up to Borg, looks for the power chord, able to find it. And that's Last Call, bringing it to set point.
Yeah, really good power chord there from Borg, calling out what Soren wanted to do, able to get that power chord in before the barrage was able to come out and stop it. And they're going to find themselves now even on energy, but up in points, which is a good place, a fair enough place to be, especially if you want to take this early set here. And one thing as well is that Soren just simply has less defensive tools, and good goal from Katsuna getting the flip out before Fresh able to react. But with the Unstoppable in play, clearing with your Giga by hitting both the core and the enemy isn't actually something that's going to be on the table, which is something that you do to typically answer the Ashers. So as we get into future points, I'm really curious to see if Soren's going to be able to deal with that.
Yeah, and there's Borg going down right there and losing the flip. NXZD finding the KO, an absolutely massive loss there for last call. That being said, Frightfully Fresh able to buy time and earn a barrier with a flip of his own right there. Now Borg back online here. NXZD able to get one barrier off the power play, but now it's Katsuna who's not looking too good, and 3Z Breezy almost finds the KO, force him into a corner right there. Last call has to be on a little bit on the defense. Soren pushed up into this midfield, applying a lot of pressure. Core flip from NXZD, backed up by Katsuna's Crater Maker. Is going to see the barrier go down. 3Z Breezy able to fire back the barrier of his own, but taking a lot of damage for it here. Borg in the midfield. Mini Nova to just try and keep some core control. Wait for 3Z to try and regen a little bit before pushing up, going for this orb. And now is in position to score potentially. It's just up to Fresh and Borg to get it past Katsuna. Pass splitter in the top corner, but can't quite get hold of the core. But it's a double KO coming out. NXZD and 3Z Breezy killing each other with the Zen Dash, and Katsuna finding the rocket to secure the point. It's EKC who takes set 1.
Yeah, Katsuna played them like a fiddle. I'll say that was an amazing play from Katsuna. Perfectly placed rocket, perfectly placed Crater Maker, winning the midfield strike war versus Borg and placing it in a good spot where Frightfully Fresh had to be on his toes, and he's going to be rewarded here. Choice between rapid fire and extra special, elects to go into that extra special, which does let the heavy impacts fall down to Vice. So it looks like we are not lacking for damage here from either midfielder. And as we ramp up into later stages, we'll see which of the two midfielders will be able to use that damage effectively. Especially one thing of note is the stagger going over to 3Z Breezy, making him harder to kill, but also the much coveted stacks going over to NXCDs. And Daro can build it up very, very quickly, but if you're dying constantly, you're not going to find the immense value of stacks that you typically normally get. And if they're not able to get rid of that stack as well, NXCD is definitely a player that can take advantage of that extra mobility to put Fresh in a lot of bad situations. So going into this, I'd really like to see Katsuna keep that damage pressure going.
Yeah, that's really going to be what is relying on. But I mean, last call going to have that damage to try and really shut down NXCD, and Fresh picking up that extra special is really nice for just doing that too. Just put the Zentaro in the cage and, maybe even bounce him around a little bit. That's just even more damage going on to NXZD, which is what you want to see. So it's pretty nice drafts coming out here from both sides. It's just going to come down to whoever makes better use of it, though. It is last call who are going to be first on the board with a nice shot there from 3Z Breezy to start us off.
Yeah, and a really unfortunate miscommunication, I think, from EKC. I think either when you play with a goalie a lot, or when you play midfield goalie a lot, you typically figure out some dynamic, like one of you two in that situation where you're both on top of the core, like one of you will have the instinct to strike first and one of you won't have it. But it feels like that didn't happen right there. Both Katsuna and Soren struck at the same time, which allowed 3Z Breezy just to strike second and get that goal. And even though EKC has been playing really well, they did get that first set, and they are taking the energy advantage here against Frightfully Fresh. That was just a really unfortunate moment, but it did allow LC to get finally on the board.
And now one barrier down here for last call. They're looking to get some offense going, but so far, Katsuna and NXZD holding on to this core for a pretty long time. Soren as well, making good use of these ranged abilities on this Kai is going to bring down that second barrier here, and just big corner pressure coming out from EKC is going to see them tie it up on 1-1. Soren pushed way up into that top corner as well, all the way from midfield, and popped the core flip. It didn't hit anything, but I mean, that's just showing kind of the offensive capability that you do have on this Kai. And it's looking like, if Soren can pick up a Chrono Boost or something, I think that's when EKC starts to really come online, because they're showing a lot of glimmers of it now, but they have this distinct advantage that last call don't, and that is just kind of mobility, right? 3Z and Fresh kind of have to stay in a general place that they are, and Borg can get around the map pretty quickly, but all three members of EKC can move around or dash around or fly around almost at will. And should we see NXED get aerials or something, or Soren get aerials or Chrono Boost, it could be absolutely massive for them.
Yeah, NXED also just getting a crazy reversal there with the flip, allowing Katsuna here to maybe get some advantage, but it looks like the ensnare drums are going to stop it. And yeah, it just seems like EKC playing incredibly well, using this mobility advantage that you mentioned in order to basically just make sure that they've always got core control, and they allow Soren to play that very aggressive playstyle that he's kind of known for.
Yeah, but now last call with the power play, able to get the barrier here, and 3Z does have a flip up. It's up to Borg to try and get it through. Wow. A nice save, though, from Katsuna. Sees 3Z whiff the flip, however, the night market angle is going to be found by Borg off of that centerpiece, and it will be the point going over to last call. They'll bring it to set point here. Once again, they need to be able to close this one out. Fresh is going to have a core flip here to work with, and with a little bit that potential core speed, might be able to set up something, but EKC have been making incredible things happen all game, and they certainly have the element of surprise between the Luna boost and the Giga Blast coming out of nowhere. That can make it very difficult for last call to really plan around that kind of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And Katsuna already taking a beating. I really do want to see this damage come out. Asher, even though she's kind of mostly known for the goalie of being able to lock it down and create a lot of situations where you just can't get it past her in both positions as forward and goalie, this is a character that's also able to do a lot of damage. And all of a sudden, NXCD in a 1v3 situation, it felt like, able to use his flip and get it past Frightfully Fresh and Borg. Well played, honestly. Able to get that point right under the hands of last call.
Yeah, now EKC once again tying it up on 2-2. It always seems like last call have it, and EKC just managed to bring it back, and getting another good Awakening draft could be incredibly scary here. And both barriers down so quickly already. Fresh forced to use the core flip as well. Supernova on cooldown here as Soren has become the new forward, pushed all the way up, leaving Katsuna to defend and get some cooldowns back. They're looking for this goal, not able to find it here, but Katsuna still keeping the pressure on, trying to get NXCD, wins a strike war against Borg. And that's the second set, going over to EKC once again, 2-3, as this is looking really good for them right now.
Yeah, excellent play from NXCD. The last 2 points were phenomenal from him, winning so many key strike wars, as well as just basically getting a point for himself. Earned himself a well-deserved MVP here, though. You mentioned earlier that aerials might be something to look at, getting the Dash Awakening early. Elects to just do 1-2 punch instead, which is fine. Centauro does hit you multiple times, both with the primary and the ultimate, so you will be able to get a lot of value on that, notably prime time as well. Going over to Borg, if he could get something like Stinger on his hands, that plus the cooldown reduction of heavy impacts means that there's going to pretty much be permanent damage here from the side of last call. So if they want to drag their way back into this game, that might be the way to do it. 3Z Breezy as well, getting size, which is nice. Definitely not a game decider by any means, but will be able to help them here in future interactions. So we'll see if last call is able to do it. I think that they are the ones that kind of, won that draft a little bit here, especially with that Orb Dancer pickup, or the Orb Ponderer pickup. But it looks like it's going to be NXCD once again, finding a 1v2 against Borg and Frightfully Fresh, able to pick up the first point of the set.
Yeah, and with that Orb pickup as well, along with the extra special, you kind of expect Fresh to have that ensnare drums up quite a lot for just kind of winning interactions against NXZD. But that's the thing, is NXZD and Katsuna have just been moving around so much and moving this core around so much that it seems like it's kind of difficult for Fresh to totally lock down the core's position and just keep it in one spot, right? I mean, you see it right there, misread angle, because EKC are just moving it around so much, and now both barriers are suddenly gone here for the side of last call. It's just looking a little bit rough here. It's there's not quite enough that Mako can do in this situation, because they're not pushing head on. They're just using the verticals a lot, coming out of nowhere with their mobility, and just kind of being able to apply those mix-ups. But that being said, 3Z Breezy is going to get his hands on the core here, find the flip and the KO for the points. So last call will look to tie it up, but they need to reverse sweep this one to take it.
Yeah. Well played from 3Z Breezy to finally get that confirmed, especially that cherry on top KO as well. Got to help him getting what he wants in the carousel, as well as resetting the energy of Soren. But like you mentioned, there's a bit of an uphill battle here to climb. The mobility from Katsuna and NXCD, finding themselves so many opportunities to just basically dunk on Frightfully Fresh, for the lack of a better word. But if last call are able to bring it back, it will have to be now, or else they'll be seeing themselves go into an 0-1 disadvantage here coming into game 2.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see, as Katsuna having a core flip up here. One barrier is down, as NXCD and Katsuna just kind of owning this midfield together right now, playing it really well. Zeno coming out as well, able to bring down the barrier in lieu of the Supernova. And now Soren on the defense, just keeping them both up. Katsuna boosting in, almost finds a KO on Fresh as well, but it's Borg who's looking really low at the moment. Breezy looking for something, anything, gonna find one barrier on the bottom side, but it might not be enough here as the core once again back in Fresh's hands to go into overtime. This could be really scary. The rocket coming out, Fresh making an incredible save here, but it's still a lot of work to do. The snare drum's coming out to keep it held down, but Breezy needs to be able to try and get back up onto the offense here. Last Call having a little bit of trouble converting off of the defense, whereas, you know, EKC, as we've been seeing, are able to do it quite quickly. They are able to get a barrier here. 3Z finds a KO onto Soren. Now it's just Borg trying to get it back out. NXCT holding it down in the midfield so far. Fresh trying to send it up. Breezy in the top side. Barrier beam. Katsuna able to hold it down, but Borg finds the power cord to get it through. And the goalie KO will be enough for Last Call to bring it to set point, but it's still looking kind of scary here.
Yeah, I had like 2 heart attacks right there for some of the rockets that Katsuna plays. It looks like he's playing so phenomenally on this Luna. This is the pick that he is known for, so it does make sense that he would have an excellent performance on the pick. But he's been taking it to the next level. He just has so many amazing scoring attempts that keep Frightfully Fresh on his toes. So that continues. Last Call really need to up their A game, or they're gonna find themselves basically permanently on the defensive here, as NXCD potentially able to get another barrier.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what it's looking like. 3Z taking so much damage as well, getting bullied around by Soren. Fresh with the core flip blocked by Katsuna, looked like. Great repositioning there to keep it held down. And now, once again, just applying offense in this bottom corner here. EKC seem to be really comfortable just doing that, and Fresh is just having such a difficult time getting it out of there between NXCD and Katsuna, just positioning around just really well. However, Borg with the core flip is able to bring down the second barrier here. Soren wins a strike war, but the power cord once again from Borg will seal the deal here, as Last Call able to take a set now of their own. Borg the MVP. If they can find some good damage awakenings here, it could be really nice. We do see Catalyst show up, and we do see Orb Dancer here as well. Not a lot of damage, though, to work with. We'll just have to see how this goes. Borg probably going to have to take Catalyst just to keep it away from NXZD. And that is, in fact, what we're going to see.
Yeah. I'm really sad here if I'm Last Call, not getting the Stinger and not getting any sort of damage, Adren Rush even, potentially, or specialized training, and instead forced to deny Catalyst, which, by the way, Catalyst is just good on everyone. It's an incredibly good awakening. And NXC on the other side has to deny that Orb Dancer from the double orb from Frightfully Fresh. So honestly, kind of a dud draft. I'll say. No one really got something incredibly good here. I think the twin drives from Katsuna might be the most impactful here. He's been playing so well on those boosts that just getting a second one might make a huge difference here for the side of EKC, but feels like it's going to be a little bit of business as normal, so we'll see if Breezy will be able to use that size as well to potentially beat Soren and get more goals.
Yeah, I definitely agree. A little bit of a dud draft there, but Borg is going to have that more energy to work with, which is really nice. So, and it's been Borg who's been really setting up a lot of these goals with the power cord and whatnot that Last Call have been getting. And Breezy, with the extra size, the extra damage, has already KO'd Soren twice. And like maybe that's just their win condition, is just have Asher run up just to the sky and just absolutely just knock him off the map. And that's how you make their goals. And if it works, it works. But Last Call have managed to open up EKC's side of the field right now. Katsuna stuck in the corner, is staggered, so keeping me out of play for a little bit. Is 3Z dribbling up the field. Core going a little bit too fast in overtime. Borg looking to send it back in, but deflected away once again here from Soren. And now it's up to Fresh to find a way to try and get it back up here. Pass over to Borg, who has a core flip up, burns it here. Pass down to 3Z, has a pass splitter, but can't get an angle there, and has a lot of damage. The recovery drone sending him all the way back home. Katsuna able to find a strike! Oh my goodness, what a boost from Katsuna! Send it right into the bottom. EKC first on the board once again.
What an insane play from Katsuna. Do not give this man this character if you want to win your games. That was absolutely insane. Recognizing that Frightfully Fresh was going to pass it to 3Z Breezy, and 3Z Breezy wanting to evade there due to his low health, so he knew he would be able to get that almost uncontested. Just really good awareness, really good mechanics, and just absolutely showing us why he's in contention for potentially the best Luna in the league right now, is another Rocket's going to open up the net here for last call.
Breezy able to get one barrier here off of that interaction, but Giga Blast sending it past Fresh. He can't catch it! Can't catch it! Strike shot whiff and was not fast enough. No speed on the Mako. Oh, it's really unfortunate there for last call, but that's putting EKC on match point for game one. Last call have some energy to work with, but they got to fully reverse sweep this set. It's not looking good for them.
Yeah, do have the energy advantage here, but they'll almost certainly need to burn it in order to get past Soren and Katsuna. But unless some cheeky KOs are going to be found here, unfortunately nothing really found except damage on NXED. Like you mentioned, last call, it has a bit of a mountain to uphold, especially now that 3Z Breezy has used his cooldowns. That being said, all three flips here from last call, if they're able to get this point without burning that much, this could be huge. But Soren, an excellent play with a barrage, is going to keep the core in play, and that's going to trickle away the resources of 3Z Breezy and Borg.
Oh, and the evade strike from Soren to clear it out once again. Two insane plays from last call, both shut down, and a third one to boot.
My God.
Both members, 3Z and Borg, but on the fourth try, it looks like 3Z will be able to get it around Soren. All of that to find 1 point here. Last call looking so good on that offense, but I mean, Soren and Katsuna absolutely held it down and just made it way more difficult than it needed to be for last call to find that point. And I mean, if this is what's going to take for them to bring back this match, then so be it. But they are starting us off nice. They got both of the barriers here. They're looking for more. There's a little bit of time to work with. 3Z is kind of hurt though and has to fall back, looking to grab that goalie orb to heal back up. That does mean Soren gets to push up, let Katsuna get some cooldowns back in the backfield. Gonna find a barrier, but paying for it with his life, as now Katsuna's down. That last call has the power play here. But NXED gonna find the barrier, goes for the flip of the night market angle, the bounce back! The bounce back finds it. And that's EKC taking game one. That was the ensnare drums, the bottom side of the ensnare drums, Fresh's own drums. Sent it back in. That's so unfortunate there for last call.
I'm speechless. What?
It hit the corner of the ensnare drum, but it hit the right side like a frame first, so it bounced backwards. Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
That was crazy. I've not seen someone rob that hard since like Mega versus Losers Tycho's drum. Like that was insane that just happened. Well, NXED as well. I mean, actually, even though we were talking about Katsuna most of the game, he actually doesn't have that many redirects compared to NXED. 221 redirects versus Katsuna's 165 and Soren's 159. I think that's actually pretty crazy, even though Katsuna was really showing a lot of the flashy mechanics, playing that incredibly well as well, using the Luna dashes to just steal away goals, steal away possessions, so many situations. Had a really great defense as well with it, but it looks like it's kind of a quiet carry, honestly, from NXED. I mean, we did see some flashy plays. He had 2 1-versus-2 goals on the Zentaro with the flip. That was incredibly good from him. But yeah, it was incredible. But we didn't see the flash. I feel like all eyes were on Katsuna, but that allowed. But I think the carry of the game ended up being NXED just simply from those stats alone. On the other side as well, Borg, I think, playing a very good game. 239 redirects, the most in the game as well, pumping up the most damage in the game just by a little bit, beating NXED by roughly 500 or so, or roughly 700 or so. So very well played from him. I think he played incredibly well, but it looked like it definitely felt like EKC were playing better on the day. I mean, we saw in that last set, we were talking about how last call needed to preserve those flips, and Soren made Borg and 3Z burn their flips and still defended it. It was only really like a rogue chain lightning, I believe, or yeah, a chain lightning follow up on a strike war from Borg that ended up setting it in. So honestly, really well played from EKC. If they play like that going into game 2, it's going to be a really uphill battle for last call.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, like you said, Borg looked like he was playing really well there, and the stat line does show it. But I mean, the problem that we just saw, like Katsuna and NXZD and Soren are playing just as well, if not better, than Borg. And Borg's out of his element here on the midfield role. And he's clearly getting a lot better. And looked good that game. But the problem is, like, you're up against a team that isn't out of their element and who are also playing good. So they're going to distinctly already have that leg up, and this is just kind of the problem that Last Call has been facing all season. And slowly they shall overcome. I absolutely believe that they shall overcome. But this is going to be a big kind of make or break moment here for, I think, Last Call as a team. And, not just Borg, but all three of them, just like how they're playing together. Things are being exposed in this match that I am certain that they will look back at this and they will improve from this. Like, no matter what, maybe even going into game 2, they already have a better idea of like what needs to be done different here. So it's going to be EKC's map pick, though, on Atlas Lab, keeping it pretty straightforward so far. But yeah, I'm interested to see how they play it getting into it.
Yeah. Hold on. The curtains are coming back. The Oracle has been telling me, legends. We will see Luna, 3Z Breezy, Centauro, Borg. I mean, Borg just lost. The last season, the debate of who was the best Centauro in North America was really between NXCD and Borg really doesn't have an opportunity anymore to show that he might still be the best Centauro player in North America, if not the world, especially now that NXCD just took a game off of him. So I feel like a bit of an anticlimactic end to that storyline. Feels like it de facto went to NXCD. But if the Oracle is true, then we might see a matchup. Though that being said, it is a different, it is a different scene. Mirrors are now off, so we cannot see the Centauro on Centauro matchup. But I really want to see it. Last Call, do it. Play Kai, Luna, Zentaro, do something. I
Well,
really want to see it. We'll
I
see.
have some
Wait, they have the
some
ban.
mixed news.
I'm seeing it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. EKC got the Zentaro, but Last Call have picked the Luna.
Okay.
So they have Luna Vice. They have picked Luna Vice, a double like midfield cop. So not quite what we wanted to see, but like almost there, I guess. It's going to be interesting to see, but it's a lot of damage. I mean, heavy impacts, quick strikes start here as well. This could just be, a kill comp moment, honestly, from both sides. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I definitely. I mean, already you see a Luna Vice. You already know that team's game plan. Really interesting to see though, because 3Z Breezy is going to be the one piloting that Luna. What does Borg pick in this situation now that the Zentaro is going to be gone? The
Vice.
X can be something.
It's Vice. You already picked Vice. You already picked Vice.
No, because 3Z Breezy's playing midfield. I think that's really fresh on Vice.
I think that's fresh on Vice.
I think that's fresh on Vice. It is something that he has his character pool.
Okay.
I think that.
Yeah, that's true. There's the Asher. There's the Asher pick.
I think that's fresh at Asher.
Okay,
wait,
makes sense.
It's not. Wait, hold on.
No, it's 3Z on Asher. Wait, what?
It could be 3Z at. Wait, okay.
I think it's 3Z on Asher, fresh on Vice, right?
Yeah. Maybe I'm just brain rotted.
I think we figured it out. We figured it out.
I think that is probably, or maybe it's Borg on Asher.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be anything. I mean, we'll see in a second. On the other hand, as well, one thing to look at, I think, is this Kai pick. Again, Soren, not a big fan of the pick, but just objectively, with the stagger nerfs that went down onto Kai, he is one of the squishiest, if not the squishiest, commonly picked goalie in the game. So all that extra damage might actually add up, even with the goalie protection. So we'll see if that's something that will make a difference with all this damage coming out. Asher as well, even though not like something that could potentially like kill confirm per se, like with Zentaro, like with Juliet or something like that, can knock you out from midfield if you don't have stagger for it. So we'll see if Last Call will be able to bring it out and pressure EKC here in game 2.
Yeah, interesting to see how this goes. The Heavy Impact's Vice start is, of course, really good, regardless of who it's going to be on. I guess we'll find out in just a second here. Yeah, it is Borg on the Vice. Frightfully Fresh is on the Asher, and 3Z on the Luna. So it is the double midfield thing that we were saying earlier. Yeah. And Borg and NXCD going for the Heavy Impacts. Everyone else going for the quick strikes. As you would expect, but a very interesting team comp indeed from the side of Last Call. A lot of damage, but not a dedicated, melee brawler. So they're really, really looking for these KOs, especially on like Katsuna, to be able to control this core and find their scores off of that.
Yeah, already look at Katsuna really struggling to do anything here as he's just going to be chucked around the court, essentially. Now, 3Z Breezy's going to have an opportunity now to score because of that, though. We'll see if they'll be able to manage that. NXED now is going to find himself staggered as well, and there's already so much damage in point 1 of this game.
Yeah, Katsuna not looking healthy. Oh, a great save, though. NXED stopping the core with the Zentaro on the goal line to give Soren enough time to get down there and strike war it to clear it out of there. Of course, 3Z has the core flip up available, but it's NXED with the core flip who finds the KO first onto Borg. 2, though, available for the side of Last Call. Fresh with the core flip sends it down to 3Z. Finds the boost in the core flip, but it gets stalled out. It gets totally stalled out here, and that's EKC capitalized on the power play. Able to bring down the barrier, but popping the black hole is 3Z Breezy who finds the KO now. This time onto NXED. And now 3Z looking for the goal. Sends it to the top side. Sword can't quite get the angle on the barrage to save it. So close, but the first point will be going over to Last Call off of a pretty explosive round 1.
Yeah, and if this is the damage you're getting out with 1 Awakening, imagine what you could do with 2 or 4. This is a team comp that'll actually scale pretty hard, I think. Especially with Vice and Luna being both characters that can really deny a lot of evades to prevent any like core flips coming out. And even if they do come out, this Asher could hold very easily against it. All you really need is your primary cooldown to beat up. And I'm actually really liking this composition from Last Call. I really do like it. That being said, they are going to have to overcome EKC, who after game 1 looks like they are playing better on the day. But if there is a way to upset it, it'll be now. Unfortunately, Katsuna though gonna make me eat my words as they get EKC on the board.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think it's definitely a high risk, kind of high reward comp here from Last Call. If they get what they want on the draft, they're going to have a huge advantage of just being able to, take out Katsuna like we've been seeing, or even potentially just take out Soren. As you mentioned, Kai does not have a lot of stagger, and 3Z was able to find those KOs earlier, and there it is! There it is! The reverse caster curse, 3Z Breezy just taking Soren off the map and starting the goalie power play here for Last Call. Of course, NXED popping the flip and taking out Borg, and now instantly it is reversed here as it's Katsuna looking for the barrier. The Rosethorn's going to be able to find it. That's Fresh and 3Z left to defend on their loadsome. 3Z misses the boost. Fresh has to use the flip to get it out of there and will be able to hold, getting a barrier as well as Borg respawns. And now Katsuna is the one not looking so healthy.
Yeah, that being said, has the flip to work with, does not get the Quangle with flip. So that means he's going to be pretty vulnerable here for the next 10 seconds or so. And yeah, 3Z Breezy able to capitalize it. That being said, Sword's making a break for it.
Yeah, 3Z does have the flip up though. Giga Blast coming out just to buy a little bit of time. Borg working his way up the field, pops the black hole, trying to get it down to 3Z here. A shot to the barrier, doesn't find it again. Lifts the flip, unfortunately, and the barrier will stay standing up as 3Z is not looking good.
Oh, 3Z!
Off the edge, hits it backwards! Oh no! Oh no! Fresh is able to get the barrier regardless, but Sword is fighting 3Z in the top corner, and frightfully Fresh goes down! It's Borg in the net against Katsuna, pops him away! Sword and NXED trying to find the point here. Borg and 3Z on the defense, able to clear it out by a little bit of time. Fresh back online here, but it's looking so close. 3Z baiting out Soren, doesn't fall for the bait though. Borg has a flip, pops the teleport, Soren with the Giga Blast finds it past Fresh, and that's EKC on set points.
Okay, yeah, that that point.
That was insane.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm at a loss for words. 3Z Breezy saving the enemy's barrier, Borg with a really valiant defense. Frightfully Fresh dying, I believe, to a Zentaro poke. I mean, that was, we saw it in the chat, cinema. I mean, my hands are up right now. This is, can I get cinemas in the chat? That was a movie, that entire point. And already we are seeing some more action here. A good save from Soren, but there's only so much he can do in a double power play. Unless Soren's able to 1v3 here.
The barrier stays up. NXT back online. The barrier is still up. Borg got a double KO, and they couldn't capitalize on it. And now all 3 members of EKC are back, and they get a barrier off of the neutral here as well. NXT taking a lot of damage, though. Is not looking super healthy. Supernova from Borg might be the end. Nice positioning, though. NXT will stay alive. 3Z going to pop the flip, get Soren's and the barrier for it, so a good trade there. Last Call need to be able to secure this point, not lose this set. They need these damage awakenings to make this work as we go into overtime here. Fresh is on the defense, has up to work with, but 3Z is not looking too healthy. NXCD able to avoid the Crater Maker with the Zentaro ult. 3Z dashing down, can't get a hold of the core though. Soren was able to save that one away. Fresh, nice clear there, gets it to 3Z, dribbling on the bottom side, looking for an angle, but can't quite find it. Hits it right towards Soren. Not a lot of places to send that. I think Soren had some cooldowns to deal with that here, and now it's Katsuna dribbling to get that energy up, has the flip available. Soren finding the KO onto 3Z Breeze with the barrage into Giga Blast here. It's now Katsuna with the flip, tries to get it through. Fresh off the rebound, will be able to find it. Now Last Call's goal is open, and EKC have the power play here. The power core from Borg has the flip, sends it into the top and sinks it right in, almost pixel perfect, right above Soren, who is barraging downward. A beautiful shot from Borg is going to see Last Call tie it up on set point.
We've got a game on our hands, Lego. I'm so happy to see this. This is Last Call with just the Luna. Imagine if they had the Zentaro as well. This is such a fun game to watch. There's so much back and forth happening. Borg able to absolutely steal that last point right under the hands of EKC. So now we're going to find ourselves here on match point. Soren, notably, has a huge advantage, and rightfully Fresh, unfortunately, a huge blunder is going to cost them here.
Katsuna not looking good, but yeah, both barriers going down for Last Call is not particularly great. Soren has a flip up here as well, but Katsuna forced to stand back a little bit to avoid the wrath of Borg in that midfield. Core flip coming here from Soren. Not going to be able to do too much, but does start the offense here as Katsuna becomes the new goalie. Fresh able to shut down the barrage here. 3Z also falling back here on the defense for Last Call. They cannot afford to lose this. Supernova from Borg to beat NXCD's Zen ult, but NXCD is going to get the core right back, and in this top corner could be dangerous. Katsuna going to find a KO and a Fresh with a piercing shot, and now it's forwards in the net for Last Call. 3Z has a flip, but they need to buy a little bit more time here as we go into overtime. Flip by 3Z Breezy. Sends it away. NXCD trying to send it back into Katsuna. To the top of the bumper. Borg with the flip. It's going to be able to clear it out. They did not go for the shot to the bottom. And now Katsuna is gone. The power play is here for Last Call. Fresh on this bottom side trying to get it to 3Z. Trying to make something happening. Borg pushing up. But Soren is stalling out so well with the dribbling. The Last Call just can't find an angle to work with. And Katsuna's right back online.
Yeah, and right now 3Z Breezy might be the one that has the curtains called for him. Now Borg in a 1v2 situation against Katsuna and Soren. Soren potentially getting a foot very, very soon. Just needs one more thing. Right now NXCD though is going to get punished with it, as well as a fortunate blunder here, I think, from the side of Soren might cost them this offensive play here, as now all three members, not all three members are going to be back on the map as 3Z gets quagled. This is a game.
Fresh and Borg on the defense here. NXCD on the top side, but it gets down to Katsuna, who finds the shot to the bottom. And that's EKC taking a long and bloody set one. 3-2. Katsuna the MVP. This draft could determine everything. Spec Training and 1-2 Punch are on the board for Last Call here, but there's some nice things for EKC as well. I'm curious to see how it's going to go. Stacks could be a risky pickup, but it's going to be peak performance here for the Estelle. Good move to get some stagger going. Stacks pick up by Borg. Not opting for the Spec Training, interestingly enough. It's going to let that fall over to Soren, who probably would have taken the stacks should it have remained on the board. 1-2 Punch on the Luna is pretty nice there. Extra special pickup by the Zentaro, and Unstoppable over on Fresh. So interesting draft here. The stacks, a bit of a risky pickup from Borg, but going to provide a lot of reward should he be able to move around a lot. And of course, had to deny it away from Soren. Cannot risk that Kai getting any faster.
Yeah, I really dislike this draft from Last Call, actually. One thing, the extra special, which is so good on both Luna and Vice, was not picked up by either, especially because both of them are able to capitalize incredibly hard on the other having extra special, because they would be able to burn the stagger needed that would normally answer, you know, the Crater Maker or the Supernova. So even though 3Z Breezy does get 1-2 Punch, which can help him with like some combos, and it was mostly denied against NXCD, I feel like Last Call really wants that extra special in order to. Okay, sorry, whatever, man. But I don't know. The stacks as well, I guess, is nice. But Borg has been dying so much. I mean, he just died there as well. That I don't know how valuable it's going to be. I think that's why Katsuna opted into peak performance over the stacks, because it's just such a bloody game. So I really didn't like that draft from Last Call, but we'll see if they'll be able to pilot it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see indeed. They do have an open goal over on the side of EKC. The scoring opportunity is present, but we'll find out. 3Z Breezy having a 1v3 a little bit, taking a lot of damage, and NXED finds the KO. Taking a lot of damage himself, but it is the power play here for the side of EKC. Borg and Fresh having to hold out. Fresh does have a flip to work with, but looks like they'll be fine. 3Z Breezy back online once again. Flip from NXED, gets past all three members of Last Call and brings down the last barrier, though. And now both sides open once again. 3Z pass to Borg, the barrage to block it, but 3Z boosts in, able to win against Katsuna and fire it right into the top side. A great shot from 3Z. We'll see Last Call first on the board to keep this a close one.
Yeah, that was really good. Actually using the 1-2 punch that he packed past extra special up before, so actually getting a lot of value out of that in order to get the core speed to get it past Soren, but we'll see. We'll see. I really think this extra special not being picked up might burn LC a bit, but we'll see coming into this game here, as right now there's so much damage coming out. NXED is going to find himself in the penalty box for a minute.
Yeah, definitely agree with that analysis, but we will have to see. They do have the power play going once again. They're looking a bit more consistent than they were in the first one, just with a little bit more speed on Borg and a little bit extra damage to work with here. But 3Z not looking so healthy. Neither is NXED. Doesn't have any energy. Borg with the flip's going to be able to find the KO and get another power play going here for Last Call. Boost from 3Z off of the setup from Borg. Is going to see the barrier go down. Now Borg sending it up the top side. 3Z has a flip, pushes it up. There's the flip, able to get it through right on the goal line. And now Last Call, now they look like they're in their element. They have brought it to a set point, a comfortable 2-0. They don't have any energy, but they're still looking pretty good.
Praise the Oracle. Praise the Oracle of Last Call. They get this comp together partially. They are able to make a very entertaining game, and honestly a really strong kill comp as well. Look at Katsuna here. Already, he's going to find himself staggered with flip. This could potentially be huge for Last Call if they find this KO here.
And a core flip, though, from Katsuna. Sees one barrier goes down. Almost had two there, and Borg able to get a barrier now for Last Call. KC side of the goal all the way opened up here. This is Borg in the 1v3, trying to set up the score. 3Z coming in as well. But Katsuna working his way up the field here, actually giving Fresh a little bit of trouble, but Fresh will manage to hold. Keep this barrier on lock for Last Call as long as possible. Accidental coming out from NXED. Fresh able to hold it, though, with the barrier beam here. Soren does have a flip if needed. Gonna have to use it there against the boost coming in from 3Z, but gets it back down to Katsuna, but Fresh able to hold it down. The barrier will remain standing. EKC just can't seem to find it past this Asher right now. So has a core flip up here to work with as well to go into the overtime. 3Z trying to get over to Borg. NXED and Katsuna both holding it down in the midfield pretty well. And now core flip here from NXED. Fresh in the midfield with a block. Has the flip just to the bottom. A beautiful shot, rightfully Fresh. Gonna find it. And Last Call will now take a set of their own, tying it all the way up 3-0. Borg, the MVP.
Bang. I just, no other words. Bang. That's the goalie flip shot that you like to see. Borg gonna find himself MVP. Has a lot to pick with. I think he's gonna opt into the rapid fire. That'd be my guess. Yeah, just really generally the best awakening here. In general, Soren getting Orb Pondering, which is gonna be really nice, but that means that there there is gonna be a target here for the damage of Last Call, as KOing him is gonna mean quite a bit. Going into these next things. NXED opting in for the early power, doesn't want to wait for the explosive entrance, just going to get the dash awakening from the aerials as well. That's going to be fine, but that means he can't deny it from Vice in the future, which will be a little bit scary. That being said, like Estelle and Kai can do it just like okay. You know, they can deny it just fine. So it's not a huge deal, but definitely a little sad to see. So advantage here, I think, goes to Last Call a bit, especially with that with the cooldowns here for Vice.
Yeah, and 3Z also denied away the reverb from Katsuna, so stagger scaling just became, a lot weaker for this Estelle. And of course, having more survivability, more cooldowns on the Luna is just going to help out Last Call even more here. And Fresh with barrier beam up twice on the primetime is going to be really good for just holding it down. We've seen how long he held down that barrier on that last one by utilizing that skill, and it's looking really nice here for Last Call, as they already started off with a pretty quick point, and they have a quick barrier here as well, potentially looking for more. 3Z Breezy in the top side, dropping the Crater Maker, burns off some energy here. Katsuna looking to push back, almost gets KO'd there though. The barrier so far holding, from 3Z Breezy, blocked by Katsuna, but rightfully Fresh holds it down, and NXED gets taken off the field by Borg. Another power play once again for the side of Last Call. Power Chord comes in. Borg finds the barrier here. Pass better from Fresh to keep it up. Now Borg in this bottom side. Katsuna able to clear it around. But now it's 3Z Breezy in this top. Fires the rocket. Hits it to Borg. All three members of EKC have to be on the defense here. NXED trying to hold it down. Thunderstrike coming in. So we're unable to clear it out, but 3Z finds the KO once again. NXED no longer allowed to play the game. 3Z looking to set up this score here. Soren gonna have to put on his best performance ever. Borg can't quite find the supernova though. It's gonna be a little bit more work for Last Call here. Boosting in, Borg teleporting in, but it's still EKC able to hold. Fresh trying to figure out what to do here. NXED coming in. Barrier beam shoots it over to 3Z Breezy. Borg hits the black hole though, and it goes back down to where Fresh is. Barrier goes down. 3Z Breezy with a boost and insta flip. Oh, the beautiful setup. Last Call, sink it in. 3Z Breezy, what a shot. And now they're on set point again.
You know, for a team called Bang Bang, I'm saying bang a lot more this game than I've said for them all season, I feel like. And there's just so many great individual plays coming out from every single player. 3Z Breezy being that last one. I mean, it's just looking so good right now for Last Call. They got to be feeling the momentum coming out of that one. And it feels like NXED and Katsuna really just aren't able to play the game. The damage right now is really, really scaling, and frankly, Fresh is playing phenomenally, defending against 4 players, essentially, in that last point of the Supernova from Borg was able to put in an extra redirect. So if that continues, this will be a Game 2 victory for Last Call.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking like it so far. Katsuna burning the core flip, but Sad Boys, you can see the barrier stay alive here. Unfortunate shot though, and Nazcal going to be able to have another chance here. Borg, 3Z Breezy, both online, looking to potentially make this play. NXT holding this top quarter pretty well. Zeno coming out, but Frightfully Fresh once again making good use of that barrier beam. Totally shuts that down. Let's head into overtime here. EKC looking for another opportunity here, but Fresh able to clear it out almost every time, it looks like. Just utilizing that prime time really well, becoming an impenetrable iron, while the Unstoppables also putting in a fair bit of work here. Now Borg with the flip, a shot to the top. Soren can't catch it with the barrage. Another beautiful shot from Borg. He's going to see Last Call send it to a set 4 here, as they are looking to take this one back and potentially bring it to a Game 3.
Yeah. Oh, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
Stinger for this heavy impact rapid fire Vice. Already there's been so much damage flying out, and with the Stinger it's going to be even worse. Could even elect into the explosive entrance as well. Just flat damage all around the board. The Deadeye deny as well, forced from Soren. I think he'd probably want a little bit more stagger or hot shot, but with that specialized training, he'll actually be able to send some heavy gigas down the field. And one thing to think about as well is that this Centauro just got Stinger. I guess 3Z Breezy believed that getting the missile propulsion was worth more than just him getting the Stinger and denying Soren there, or sorry, NXED. So again, some interesting draft choices from Last Call, but they're down there. I'm up here for a reason, you know. So I'll let them cook. They are the ones winning this game so far.
Yeah, it is surprising that Stinger didn't get picked first. Oh, NXED getting absolutely taken out there, but yeah, I would have expected Borg to take Stinger, and then Soren denies Deadeye, and 3Z gets Missile Prop, and then NXED could take Explosive Entrance, but since he's already got a Dash Awakening, it doesn't really matter. But, I mean, yeah, it's still a good pickup here on Borg. It's just going to be more mobility on this Vice, and of course, with heavy impacts, it's just everything's going to be hitting even harder, as we're seeing right now. It doesn't even really matter, because NXED has a Stinger, but is not able to apply it because he's dead the whole game. So it's working out really well in the favor of Last Call. I think they might actually just be getting more out of having the extra Vice range than they would with the Stinger, because like at that point, is it even necessary?
That is true. Potentially, Last Call recognizing that that's overkill. But I don't know. They did end up giving it to Zentaro, which is like one of his best damage, if not his best damage awakening. But like you said, if he's dead, it's not going to matter too much. It's already, look at NXED, this poor individual being slammed by every cooldown under the sun. That being said, Katsuna finding purchase here in the Strike War is able to open it up here, but it's going to cost NXED his life.
Yeah, and we were seeing that last time NXED was kind of shut out a lot of these sets, but now it seems like it's on cooldown almost. NXED is just getting killed, and core flips coming up all around here. Katsuna the first to burn it, but Fresh, of course, has the barrier beam available. Threezy goes for the KO, but doesn't quite find it. However, Katsuna is going to be pushed out of this play for a little while, being staggered like this. Last call on the defense, though. Borg almost finding the KO onto Katsuna, sending him flying across most of the map there. This Vice hits so incredibly hard with the power cord. It's absolutely scary. Fresh still on the defense a bit. Last call having a little bit of trouble getting it off at their side of the field at the moment, and it's Borg who gets taken out. Now it's the power play going over to EKC. Fresh has to burn the flip here. Soren walking up with the barrage. It gets saved away, though. Breezy and Fresh both on the defense trying to stall this out, so Borg comes back online. Piercing shot from Katsuna. Fresh not quite fast enough to be able to catch it. And right before Borg respawns, we'll see EKC bringing it back, though. They're up 2-1 now on set point. They could bring this game back into their control.
Yeah, absolutely. That being said, I don't know if there might still be some awakenings. An unfortunate start here for EKC means they're probably going to be disadvantaged here for the rest of the point, but are able to mount that defense.
That's going to be a little bit of rough work here, but see, Breezy ranged up to the top side. Not able to get anything going on this one, but last call, you'd be able to get into a position where they can set something up to secure this one. Not letting EKC bring it to set 5 would be really nice, of course, but they have 2 barriers to work with. Fresh can be a little bit more liberal with how he's playing. That being said, a nice brink from Katsuna is going to change all that, as the top barrier will be going down here. Fresh trying to clear it out. Core flip from Katsuna sends it around Fresh. A really nice shot, and the barrier goes down. However, NXCD paying for it with his life. Now Breezy backwards to Katsuna. Oh my gosh, that was almost terrifying. But last call able to hold it down. Threezy and Borg both have a flip, and Threezy going to find the KO with the flip. Borg passing it up to Threezy, looking for this final shot. Core flip here from Soren. Borg goes for the flip, whiffs it. The defense is out. NXCD with the dash, holds it down. The Zentaro goalie, absolutely clutch. EKC are keeping it. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, whatever. They lost that point. What NXCD? That was the most insane save I've ever seen a brawler make. I mean, that man, that's the forward in the net that you want. I mean, NXCD, what was that? But, okay, I'm recomposing myself. We are on potentially game point here for last call. Borg is taking a lot of damage, but we're not out of the woods yet.
Yeah, Borg having to fall back a little bit. That Stinger making itself present when NXCD is alive. However, that being said, Threezy is going to put an end to that with a 6 KO streak, taking NXCD out once again here. Borg, if frame 1 popping the black hole is really unfortunate there. It does get it back down to Katsuna, who finds one barrier, goes for the flip. Fresh able to block it away, though. Keep one up, but Threezy finds another KO, this time onto Katsuna. And now it's once again Soren and NXCD on the defense. Borg at Threezy, but they clear it around the backside. Sad boys moments. As Katsuna about to come back online here. And Threezy again! Sad boys! They can't get it. Unlucky enough, Borg gets taken down in the power play for EKC. The most worst possible turn of events for last call just happened, and now they've lost the barrier. Threezy able to find a KO with the flip, though. So it's 2v2 for the moment. Borg back online here. They have a power play to work with, but the goal is open. NXCD is available, finds his 10 ult. Doesn't get it in the goal, though. Breezy and Borg need to look for this scoring opportunity. They need to find this barrier, but the core getting back to NXCD doesn't die here. The dash to the top almost finds it, but just an unfortunate bounce. Sees it go wide. And Borg at the top is looking really hurt. Soren has a flip up. Oh, geez. Anything could happen here. Flip from Soren. He's going to get blocked away from Fresh. NXCD finds the KO onto Borg. Now Katsuna looking to set up. Drift's too far and can't find the beam.
No,
and
it can't end like that.
They bring it to a set 5. Katsuna's the MVP. What is happening?
Okay, Catalyst is on the table. Okay, obviously, I'm just looking at this adrenaline rush. I mean, Catalyst really, really big, good on everyone, blah, 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 blah. We've heard this a million times before. There's an adrenaline rush on the table for Threezy Breezy. Please pick it up. Please, for all that is holy, please pick up this adrenaline rush.
There it is.
I mean, there it is. I mean, Cinema. Cinema is about
Ice
to
Fighter is
join us.
also here.
Yeah, one thing as well, stagger pickups are absolutely massive here. This Reptile Remedy, best defensive awakening in the game right now in the moment, and Frightfully Fresh getting that team player is going to be really, really good. I think that this adrenaline rush is going to make Threezy Breezy the best player to ever do it, or it's not, and last call are going to lose. And already we've got a death.
Borg is down. I repeat, Borg is down. NXED does get the recovery drone reset, so that's absolutely huge, as that's not even going to be a factor for the rest of the set. But Katsuna able to capitalize on the power play, getting one barrier here, but NXED is not looking healthy right now. It could be curtain call here for a moment for the Centauro. So far, EKC doing a good job of keeping this offense going. Last call having to be on the defense here, but Soren, the Giga Goat, able to save that shot away and keep both barriers up for EKC. Breezy and Soren fighting over in the midfield. Soren able to clear it down this bottom corner once again, where Katsuna does have a flip up, burns it here. Fresh able to block away. NXED almost getting KO'd, but still managing to stay alive. Fresh looking for the KO. NXED still with the Zenol able to stay alive and earns Fresh's flip off of that. The barrier will still remain up here, but NXED gonna have to fall back for just a moment to recover from that. And off of it, looks like last call able to get one barrier here. Org has a flip. They could look for more. It's in overtime. The core is moving quite fast here. It's hard to hold on to it for more than just a moment. Katsuna having to fall back here, looking really, really hurt. Fresh and Soren battling out on the top lane.
The no-fly zone saved his life. Sorry, this is so intense.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. The core flip from Borg, though, does get the barrier here. It's looking really close. Borg looking for these shots, but just can't. No! On to NXED with the mini supernova here, and 3Z has the ad rush. Katsuna not looking good. Has the core flip, looking for a shot, able to get the barrier, but it could be KO at any minute.
There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way.
Unreal.
God.
Unreal.
What? What is happening? What is going on? This is an insane game. Everything is flying so fast. Borg with an amazing KO. Katsuna with an even crazier play. It's just, there's so much happening right now. I can't follow it. This has to be one of the greatest games of all time.
I mean, absolutely. Everything is just going so quick right now. But, I mean, they're keeping it locked down for the moment. Soren is on the defense. NXED once again looking out of it. Core flip here from Borg, but walks away from it. Chasing NXED, it looked like, potentially, but either way, the barrier will remain standing for EKC, and they're actually going to get a barrier here of their own now. They're easy looking for this KO, but not quite able to find it. Borg able to clear it out. Power chord gets it past Soren, and that's EKC's side of the goal open here. Fresh has a flip, but Borg is in the top side looking for this scoring opportunity. Fresh gets it down to 3Z, looking for the boost, able to get it through Soren. Nice shot there. Is going to see last call tie it up, but it is staying absolutely neck and neck.
My gosh, yeah, we are now 2 points away. One team is 2 points away from from winning potentially the greatest game to have graced the North American Strikers League. And this is insane. NXT is almost dead. Look at him. 1 pixel to the up, and he would have died to the black hole. And Katsuna, not better for this world, but it's Borg of all people that's gonna find himself in the grave right now. Soren looking to do a godlike play, but it's just not gonna work.
Oh, what a save from Katsuna with the piercing shot. But 3Z Breezy finds the boost onto Soren, and now it's once again a power play here for last call. No goalie on the side of EKC. Fresh is looking to try and get it through. So far, NXED is holding with the Centauro goalie. He's showed his prowess in the net so far, and it will remain up as Soren is back online. The power play is over, but now it's NXED. He's looking kind of low. They need to get this barrier as quickly as possible. They cannot afford to give last call another opportunity here, or it could be really bad. The play does continue here. Soren trying to get to the top side, but all 3 members of last call on the defense so far as it just kind of devolves here into the midfield. NXT looking for the shot. Saved away once again from Fresh, but last call just can't quite seem to find an opportunity to be able to convert onto their offense of their own despite holding the defense. There we go. A nice clear from Fresh in overtime. We'll see 3Z take 1 barrier. Potentially 2 here. Burns the flip in the top side, but misses, unfortunately. Borg looking for this barrier, but EKC are holding. Borg teleporting and finds the flip into the barrier. So we're burning the flip here on the defense and off the black hole. The crater maker from 3Z gets it past Soren. Everyone is dead, and it's match point for last call.
What was that angle from the crater maker? The amount of times that I've been flabbergasted, just floored about what can happen in this game is just insane. Borg almost finds a kill against Soren, and I don't know, this is insane. I want a 0.5. I want to set 5.5.
We may just be getting that here as 1 barrier to 1 barrier. But once again, NXED is not looking healthy, staggered in the corner, and Fresh is just standing right there looking for the KO. Has to elusive to get out of that. Borg trying to set something up in the midfield, but taking a lot of damage for it as well. NXCD back to full health here. Borg having to disengage, reset a little bit here to the neutral back in this midfield. It's both sides looking for some opportunity to set something up here. That's really what we're relying on. It's a good setup, and then someone to just kind of follow up with something big. There's not like a big way to just push forward, but some great saves here from Fresh. Does he go in 3Z? Looking for that barrier. Soren's able to save it away, though. Some nice defensive play there. Energy is coming online, and we are about to hit overtime, and this could get really explosive really quickly here. NXCD almost died. Corfa from Katsuna sees the barrier go down for last call. And Giga Blast coming through from Soren, trying to get it to Katsuna, but doesn't go for the shot, goes for the triple, but gets it anyway! With a blink down, and we are in fact going to a 0.5.
That was insane. Katsuna fighting the clutch thing. It felt like everyone was panicking in that situation, but here we are. Set 5, 0.5 of one of the greatest games to ever happen in the North American Strikers League. And there's so much damage flying out, and it's already a double barrier here for the side of last call.
Forward with the flip, Soren saves it away here. Flip from 30, he finds the KO. It's the power play, but flip from Soren sends it back. And Fresh can't get there. Fresh can't get there in time. It goes right in. EKC, take it. That's the game, and that's the series. What a match. What a match.
What? I feel like the entirety of that game was going to a set 5.5. Like 3Z Breezy got the reverse KO. I was like hunkering in. I was locked in. I was like, I'm ready for this. And then Soren just steals it. Soren just steals the show with the goal, takes the series for EKC. That was an insane one. I mean, look at these KOs. We have 25 KOs coming out from last call, 318 redirects from 4, 298 from Katsuna, 3Z Breezy, a 9+1 respectable goal line. Wow. I mean,
had
cinema, guys.
80,000 damage.
I mean,
Borg has 80,000 damage.
that has to be like a record or something. I'm at a loss of words. That was an insanely close game of Mega Strikers. That was one for the record for the books. Congratulations to EKC for pulling through and grabbing that one over last call. A well-deserved series win at the end of the day. I don't know. That was insane. I've just lost my composure so many times. I can't fully ever recover it again. I think it's just an insane game.
That was definitely one of the wildest games I've ever seen in my life. An absolute nail biter the whole way through.